All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are going to talk about the Delphi Wars and the suspects in the beginning of the case. Now, it all started February 13th. Well, actually, it started way before then with some of these people in the Delphi community and YouTubers society or whatever you want to call it. The beginning of the case, we have two missing girls. After girls were missing, a search was called. That search went on from 5 o'clock at night, I believe, or a little after 4 o'clock. And it went on until after midnight, right? During that time, they said they covered all that area. There was people uh, that went ahead and were part of the search team, and they also uh, complied that they searched that area. There was no girls there. During that time, late in the evening on February 14th, now because it's past midnight, they call up the search. Everyone leaves. Somewhere in between 12, 1 o'clock at night, the phone appears there. A signal is sent. Now, remind you, there was no girls there at that time because they searched. Right now, I know a lot of these people weren't there in the beginning of the case. Right? Now, the original suspects in the case were these guys that supposedly were in a gang, a club, or something like that. A bunch of social media people. Some of them admitted to being initiated into clubs, whatever it may be, whatever they were running with there. Maybe it was a secret society. Who knows? But in the meantime, the girl's phone appears and sends a signal where they just searched that night, which there was news footage of this. Um, People parked in the cemetery, in the where the girls were dropped off, that little driveway there. Very devious case, right? Some people that said they were questioned, they really weren't. Diversion tactics. Some people said they were questioned and called the FBI. That really weren't, right? Some people said that the FBI came and talked to them, not because they called them or anything. They got a tip, right? We had Doug Carter on the phone, right? Well, on the social media, on the news, talking about Delphi. So it's mysterious what's been going on in Delphi. A lot of people think it's witchery, sorcery. A lot of professionals now are agreeing with that. Whether these girls were sacrificed to cover up the pedo ring that they had, a lot of these people were protecting pedos and very disturbed people that were being hunted for things they did before Delphi. A lot of them left Indiana. That is true. That's true. How they ended up in the Delphi community, I have no idea. Whether it was the drugs, the pedo photos, the gangs, the clubs, whatever it is. we pretty much narrowed it down to a group of YouTubers that all stuck up for themselves. And the only reason they stuck up for themselves was because the records they had, or it was a group thing. Now, some of these people were connected. Now, we're already getting death threats, Mr. Trump. I know that, Congress and Senate, everyone's listening. Trump, the FBI, everybody, and CIA and everyone, we know that, right? These people took it into their own hands to try and control the case. When you got witnesses as search teams and you got footage of them being interviewed, and these people saying there's no way them girls were there. We searched that whole area, and in the news footage, you can see the vehicles parked inside late at night inside the cemetery. Boy, not 50 feet away. Maybe they just didn't see them. Very possible. Very dark out there. Very dark. No, there was certain people that were suspect from the beginning. Why? Because of their history and their past. That's why. The witnesses that gave descriptions of them. Some of these people are YouTubers. That's true. Nobody believes that any of these people died like they're claiming. Why? I believe they're hitmen. If not hitmen, hackers, pedos, nut jobs, whatever you want to be. I mean, that's just my opinion. Right now, there are a lot of people. Now, you have to watch because these people use codes. They won't say your name. They'll use a code. Right? Same first name, but different last name. You got to watch it. These people are really witchy, really sleight of hand sorcery. They'll run to the mafia. They'll run to their biker clubs gangs, and they're going to infiltrate their own clubs and their own mafias just for running to them because their record, which I'm sure some of these guys, mafia bosses, don't know that they're raping little girls or making videos. Some of these biker club guys probably don't know these guys are doing what they're doing. Some of these women, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So for these people to attack us because Anthony Greeno was a suspect, people ran to his aid. Those people had records and were involved in very bad stuff. There's footage of it. Yes, they deleted it all. But just like they got the information that cracked this case open, they'll find them videos. Mr. Greeno, right on film, said he knows he's going back to prison. Everyone was like, why? What's up? Now, some of these other people, right, were put out in a description. Witnesses that seen them there. That tall 6-foot guy, bigger, chunky. He was a big. People said he looked like a bodybuilder or whatever. Flannel guy. The guy all dressed in black. Numerous people, witnesses, right? Numerous witnesses of the vehicles. Well, that all came out in the beginning. And these certain individuals in the YouTube Delphi sector flipped out. They couldn't handle what? No. That didn't happen. That's all lies. And like I said once before, folks, here we are 8 years later. And when they told us there was no vehicles, there was no camper, there was no white van, Richard Allen claims he's seen a white van. Right? It spooked him. There was a white van there. Now, we don't even know if Richard Allen is the killer or just an accomplice or just the scapegoat. We really don't know. But what we do know is these individuals ran to a certain individual that was a suspect, that was questioned, his devices taken for hacking, for threatening people. Then they tried to get dirt on certain YouTubers, family fights, just childish shit. That's something that happened back when they were a young kid. Hello, Miss Debbie Fox. To try and use photos between a man and a woman that they didn't share with public. How did the YouTubers get that? Hacking. They're hackers, folks. They're pedos and hackers, killers to the highest gun. My opinion. Now you got another death. Captain Howdy, which once again, I don't know who the guy is. Never met him. I don't even know if I've seen the captain's videos, but people are saying he's like the number one Delphi, another number one Delphi YouTube channel that broke many cases. And I don't know. I have no idea. Right? If you talk to some of these people, they're lawyers, they're police, they're lab people, they're bounty hunters, they're just all kinds of stuff. I call them criminals. Yo, Ashworth. No, they've been trolling my account. They're in here. I've seen them in here. I've seen them in other YouTube channels and everything. You know, they change their name or they give their phone. Right here, you can have this account. You run this account, and I'm going to open up this account. And then we see that in the drama sector. Some of these women have 8 channels, and other people run the channel for them. Some of these women have 3, 4 channels, and someone else runs the other channels for them. It's the same thing with this crime stuff. Right? You had a lot of suspects, folks, that were YouTubers that fit the sketches. And they come from that group of all the drama, the rape, the madness, the drugs, the alcohol, yada, 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 yada. These people found garbage that has nothing to do with Delphi and the murders of the 2 girls. Not one. Not one. What they did was go after someone's past because somebody said something and they tried to turn it into a Delphi thing. Why? Because their whole channel was a lie. If they were corrupt, they had the information, they conspired to take down a certain channels, they continue to talk in code. You got Delphiers dropping all over. Now this Captain Howdy kills his wife and then kills himself. And nobody believes a dang thing. You're not going to brainwash it. Show us a body. I don't think these people know. I know I'm sick of it. And I know a lot of other people are sick of it. Yeah. I don't know that. I have no idea. Why? Because these dudes and these ladies have lied so much, they've changed their channels. They implicated themselves in a case. They were questioned by the government. Do I got to keep going on? And on and on and on of the things that they've been doing illegally? Obstruction of justice, of stolen evidence that was still ongoing? And then made money from the photos. And then led people away from the truth. Why? Because they had the proof. They had the evidence. So much time went by. These idiots were watching YouTube the whole time. Richard Allen bumbled off a whole bunch of shit. Well, he had 8 years. He had 8 years. He was in our chats. He was conspiring with some of these YouTubers. If this is the best you got, Indiana, is a bunch of stuff that some jealous person, that something happened when they were a young teen and they changed their lives and went on. You people are grasping for air. And somehow you try and make a connection out of it to Delphi to make a buck. And to cover up that some of you folks out there supported and helped cover up that you YouTubers probably were being paid by either state or defense or your clubs or whatever to get it far away or lead them far away from any of their secret organizations, clubs, sorcery groups, and witchery. Yes, they've been using witchery, sorcery, demonic stuff. Now, do you want to know why their lives are crumbling? That's why. Because they believe in evil. Witches, demons, spells, curses, blackmail, rape, children, dead. Keegan Klein didn't have anything to do with the murders. He didn't kill them. He should be free. You wonder why your country and these people are dying. I did nothing to these people but tell them to turn themselves in. And I went into their chats and told them to turn themselves in. They insisted I was crazy. I didn't know what I was talking about. Yeah, I went into Greeno's channel, told him to turn himself in. Harmon's channel, told himself. Every single one of them YouTubers, I went into their channels and told them to turn themselves in. They chose to run. They chose to make up stories. Before anything was released, how did them guys know about the sticks, the knives, and everything? Nobody knew about it. Right? You remember all that, Greeno? Then all of a sudden, I've been here from the beginning, and it's true. It's true. They were just 6 knives. No, none of that was true. There was markings on the tree. Well, how did you know something about markings, sticks, and all kinds of stuff before anybody else? That was interesting. Right? They were talking to somebody or had some kind of information that early in the case, it's 3-4 years. Now it's probably 3-4 years into the case where all this came up. It was the syndicate. It was the dude. It was that one dude's father and his friend. Yeah, it was him and his friend and his son and another guy. That guy came up dead, right? They had to blame somebody, right? Here we are covering the case, and these dudes are coming into our channels and stalking the people and shooting dope up and drinking and going crazy, devil worshiping stuff and all kinds of stuff, man. You got Chadwell looking right into the camera of social media. We would never do that to any kind. We would kill people if they did that to kids. Yeah, Mr. Chadwell, can we take a look in your basement? Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, get up against the wall. Yeah, we're done playing your games, Delphiers. Right? We're done with this madness. And everybody's why? Because it was a club. It was a ring. They all knew each other. It's impossible. Lafayette is 10 minutes away from Delphi. How would that guy in Lafayette, that's 10 minutes away, know that guy in Delphi? I don't know. It's only 10 minutes away. There's only one bar in town, or two bars, or not even. Right? What do you mean? I don't know, but it's pretty much that guy knew this guy, which that guy knew that guy, this guy, that. They call themselves some kind of Delphi crew, uh, dope, uh, prostitution, pedo stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff. No, not in our town. They don't do that, right? Well, we know this much. A lot of people came to Greeno's rescue. He was on tape crying his eyes out to Graziano. Graz came running to his aid, and Sullivan came running to his aid, and Randy Gravitt, and a whole bunch of these people came running to his aid. And in that being what Greeno was wrapped up into at that time, they pretty much made themselves suspect. Why? Well, because not long after the sketches came out, and wouldn't you know it, well, we're looking for a guy anywhere between 6 foot, 5'9", 6 foot, a couple of difference there, 250, little over. And then that turned in from the police. Well, we're looking for a guy maybe 5'6", 5'8". That's two different descriptions, about 150 pounds. I think they said the first one, 180. Two guys, maybe. Two different guys, bigger dude. The witness said he was a big dude. Looked like a bodybuilder or a big stocky dude. Walking with determination on him, right? Where'd that guy go? Right? You had all these people coming to certain people's aid. Do I even have a beef with Greeno? No. He came to my chat saying something about he had a couple cases he wanted me to look at. I said, not a chance, idiot. I seen your channel. You're wrapped up in a bunch of lies that were fed to you. A bunch of shit that was, you people are going after some dude that was back when he was a teenager, right? Well, he's fighting with his mother or whatever. What that? You know what? You people should really mind your own businesses. Really. The only reason you bring up people's past is because the bullshit lies that you've been telling for I don't know how long. Every other day, you people thought it was someone else. It was Daniel Nation. It was all these people. Then you had enough balls to blame another state for the murders. The syndicate, the mafioso. You people got problems. You were trying to, and here all along, 8 years later, we get all the phone data back. There was 7, 8 people in the area as the murders were happening. And there you go. And yes, they were YouTubers. Right? Mysteriously, they claimed they were there that day. I was there. That was my phone. I know I am part of this case. A couple of them said, yeah. You know, some of you people got severely hurt mentally, physically, because you started investigating the family and the situation in Delphi before the 2 girls came up missing. I feel sorry for you folks. I was one of them. We know exactly what they tried to do. That is what gave it away, that there was something that they didn't want the FBI and other people investigating. They did it to themselves, folks. No one else. I do believe some of us are lucky we made it. We're still getting threats. Stay out of Delphi. Right? Like it's a family or something. I'm like, this is going to be good. And it's going to be crazy. Secret society. The world now is afraid of Masons hunting them down. Odins. People are terrified of it. They don't even go in the woods. They're actually getting teams of dudes to go into the woods and look for these people. You can't stop it. It's the public. This was a public investigation, and you people attacked them. You attack them. They have just as much power as any sheriff. It was a private investigation from the public. We have you folks admitting that you were calling police departments saying you were lawyers. You're not. That you were news people. You're not. You were federal agents and psychiatrists. You're not. We watched you people every other week argue between YouTube channels who solved the case. It's a laughing stock. All along, it was not Richard Allen. All along, it wasn't Keegan Kline. It wasn't Brian James Chadwell. It wasn't Brad Holder. It was none of them guys. It wasn't Carino. It was none of them dudes. No. Wasn't them. Well, we know they were questioned, right? We did question them and everything, but they have nothing to do with it. I do believe they are using Illuminati, witchery and sorcery, or whatever these people are doing. Yeah, I do believe in trespassing. That's what they've been doing. I do believe they did hack it. And they said, well, you ain't got no proof of that. Nope, because I'm not smart enough. But guess who is, ladies and gentlemen? And there is proof that you YouTubers in the Delphi community have possessed stolen photos of nude kids. You're pedos. Whether you held on to them because you wanted to see the work of your group and do whatever you sickos do, or you wanted to corrupt the case, obstruct it, and make money off of it. Now, either way, whether it was the state or defense, whoever's ideal it was, maybe it wasn't even them. Maybe it was one of you hackers that you YouTubers sent in that knew. How did YouTube end up with these photos? Let me tell you how they were given to them. I'll corrupt the case as much as you can. Or some of them wanted to cover up the case. Why? Well, they needed to know exactly what kind of evidence they had so they can make adjustments. We don't even believe the paperwork that you folks put out. Why? Because we caught them making fraudulent papers. Hell, we caught them making fraudulent videos, photo op videos, and photos of Bridge Guy. Well, hell, I even think Greeno said he used his own video that he made for his channel to put out as Bridge Guy. All these idiots were looking for the wrong guy. And then the sketches came out, and they're like, that don't look like anything that Greeno or them guys are putting out. No, it didn't. It looked like YouTubers, didn't it? Boy, they were protecting that one heroin dude, weren't they? They were protecting him real good, weren't they? They were his buddy, weren't they? Keegan Klein, too. Keegan had nothing to do with this. Bunch of crap. Why? I don't know. Because maybe Greeno is related to a cop. That explains a lot. Maybe he does have family that works in the lab. That would explain a lot why you guys are paying for kids that are of different colors than you. That would explain why a lot of you dudes are pregnant, or these women's tests are coming back as someone else. That would explain where the evidence is being tampered with. Right? It's supposed to be a closed hush-hush case, Doug Carter said in the police. And here's Greeno saying he's related to these guys, just talking up and down about the case. I'm sent from the family to talk. You can't talk about it. That channel cannot cover Delphi. I'm sent here from the family. They can't do it. You know what? Shut up. Yeah, we got another one that's doing the same shit. He talked to the family himself. He put the photos out of the naked girls because he told the family he was putting the naked photos out. He was working for the family. They were promoting him. Guess what I said? Turn yourselves in. You better produce a law license, a badge, a doctor's degree, and a psychology degree real fast, and proof that you work for these agencies. If not, you're going to be charged with pedo photos. Do you understand YouTube? We the people don't care anymore about what these fake cops and so-called FBI agents say. We, the people, don't like being left out in the cold when we should have been inside with cameras listening to the case. So nobody believes nothing. And these people are complaining. Why are we getting by? I don't know. Maybe your history. Maybe your past. Maybe you attacked so many of our channels, even when we weren't doing videos about Delphi or anything, came in and attacked innocent people. Maybe because you called the police acting like you were a cop. Maybe because you called the FBI acting like you were FBI to get information on the Delphi case. Maybe you called acting like you were a doctor. Maybe you called like you were acting like whoever. But just because the police that no one trusts says it's over, well, you know dang well it ain't going to be over. It ain't going to be over until they get on there and they say this case is fully closed. And even when they close it, the police, the FBI might keep it open. You used your A-team Delphiers, and you know exactly what channels I'm talking about. You ran to other channels to implicate them channels so they would lose subs and views. You did a lot of bad stuff. You ran to the mafia. You ran to all these people. These people are... They don't want nothing to do with you folks. Your own viewers don't want anything to do with you folks because they see through your bull crap. They were suspects. That is true. Greeno was a suspect. Randy Gravitt was a suspect. Harmon, Curly J.K. or whoever he was. Now he's someone else. Sullivan, Graziano, and some of them women. Why? Because the witnesses put out things that matched them. They were going nuts on YouTube. Greeno was questioned. Michael Catt was questioned. Michael Catt came up dead. Hoosier came up dead. A couple more came up dead. Now, Howdy. Which Howdy and them were great friends, supposedly. A madness that they brought on themselves. No one implicated them. They were made suspect when they came out and said, they were questioned and their devices were taken. I do believe I heard Greeno and the rest of these guys say they were friends with the Patties or something. They were dating one of the family members and they were real close friends and they were in charge of the case. Anthony Greeno is in charge of the case. That's what they were saying because they were friends. They were hunting buddies. He had a kid with one of the family members or something. We really don't know. Lie after lie after lie they got caught in. No one believes them. Greeno solved the case. Well, good for him. Good for him. Right? All these people solved the case. Well, good for them. It don't change the fact of their records and what they did to solve the case. They attacked people when we came out and said, we solved it. It's these people. It's a bunch of them. right? They're not going to come out and admit it because then they definitely implicated themselves, right? I mean, connect the dots. It ain't going away. These guys were suspects because they looked like bridge guy or they placed themselves there. Now, I can't help it, right? I can't help it. It is not our fault. For all you know, bridge guy ain't even the real bridge guy. It's one of these videos that these YouTubers put out. And most of you followed it. The real footage is probably on the police, if that's where they got the footage. If they didn't get that footage from the phone, I don't know. And I'm still thinking someone found the phone and did something to it. They went through that phone for a reason or something, or to put data on it, or these dudes already had that phone before the murder. And if that dude walking on the bridge was not involved at all, no DNA, nothing, then yeah, it's possible the Joker struck again. And Richard Allen is his victim of Fall Guy. You didn't bring in professionals. We don't believe a crap you're saying. Nothing. You didn't disclose this to the public and let us in your doors, the people's court. We don't believe anything that's been said. It's an open case to the public. And these people remain suspect with or without the police. I can't change that. They're private investigators. They're being sponsored by the public. It's a public investigation. And it's perfectly legal. Perfectly. And you folks attacked them because you didn't know it was a public investigation. You know, the government's not the only ones that are allowed to investigate a crime, you know. There's nothing like they attacked my channel. I got people over here that are mods for me, I believe, or were in my chat from some of these channels they're still suspects. I don't know what kind of mind games they're playing or magic or whatever. They must be using the Jedi trick. It's got to be. It's got to be real because they're like, these people do not be. The case is over. These people, no one was ever cleared. They were covered. What does cover mean? I don't know. They were being watched, probably. But even to this day, Doug Carter says no one's been covered. No one's been cleared till this day. You ask him today, no one's been cleared. Exactly. Exactly. Not even the family. I'll tell you what, I do believe the worst mistake was kicking the FBI off, but there ain't no way you can kick a federal agent off a case. All bullshit from day one. That's why the American people say bullshit to anything you say. Democracy has a demise right now. And last time I checked with Trump, we're pretty full. And pretty sure we're going to have to do some ugly stuff, baby, because we ain't innocent. We ain't innocent in this country. There's things we do. You think we're innocent? I can guarantee you Trump will make sure he gets all them idiots. Because really, they're terrorists. You hack one of my United States civilians' computers, you're a terrorist. Believe me, I've had a lot of higher ups call here that you can't be doing. They're terrorists. We didn't spend $150 billion in Desert Storm hunting them down because they were hacking our shit for nothing. If we're going to go there and hunt them down, and they're doing it in my country, we're going to do it here. Well, of course, that got me in a lot of shit and a lot of trouble. But at least I voiced my opinion. We don't have to worry about nothing. We're going to make peace with these other countries, and them other countries are going to watch their country to make sure their people ain't hacking us, and we're going to make sure our people ain't hacking them. And we're going to get along, and we're going to get all you hackers, one at a time, impose on my privacy and my rights as a civilian in the United States, born and bred. You're a terrorist. I don't care what organization you work for. I pay you to look for madmen in other countries and in this country, not to attack us law-abiding citizens because we didn't buy your Delphi. Bullcrap. People have the right to their own minds and investigations, and to pay to have investigators and forensic guys go back in and reinvestigate the whole thing. And if you got enough money, we can go to the superior courts and tear this case completely apart again and actually resume what is already gone and buried, to reinvestigate. You people can't get it through your heads that it's impossible. You can't do that. Watch them. Watch them. If they have enough evidence, they'll reopen the case. They'll bury them. We no longer are saying they're dead. Well, you better get a police officer here. And you better make sure that police officer has proof that them people are dead. If not, it's just another YouTuber that faked his death, and now he's on YouTube as another channel. No, he's not a movie guy. I guess he's a lawyer and an FBI agent and a bondsman. Right? I don't know. He opened up another. The other guy is this, that. The other people, they're all lawyers. They're professors and all this shit and everything. You can't say that. We're going to sue you. Discrimination. These people live their lives off of other people's hard labor with suing them in courts because you're sissies. You're sissies. You were born a sissy. You were raised a sissy. And you folks are sissies today because I live in a country that it's freedom of speech. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I wasn't praised when I went out and did bad things. I got my ass whooped. I had to pay for my bad doings. I suffered for my own sins. I'll be danged if I suffer for yours. You people need Jesus. You need something in the Delphi community. No, there's a couple good channels out there. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Some of these ladies are good channels. They're good channels. People get along in their channels. The whole time people are in there, they're just getting along, talking about the case, joking around, cracking jokes. All in good form, but always concentrating on the case and people's opinions. There is no wrong opinion in a double murder case. Anything is possible. These people lost the case because they thought within the box. We solved the case because we thought outside the box, looked at the scenario and the situation of the community at that time, We looked at the situation with the family, these YouTubers, and the crimes that they committed before and after, and we made our court case. We, the people, spoke. They got mad. They dug into people's lives, private lives that had nothing to do with Delphi. Most of the information they were getting from were people that were jealous because their world wasn't working out that good. So they had to go and get people's family members and pay them money and give them drugs to lie. Can you believe this? I'm sitting here watching a crime channels community and they're battling about they used to date each other and they broke up or whatever, and then they ask their chats to separate like it's a divorce. It's unbelievable. You guys got to make a choice. It's either me or that channel, that other channel. And I can't believe it. This is crazy. These people telling people, don't believe that channel. Don't believe that guy. He's completely crazy. Don't believe him. Don't believe these people. They don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea. I was there at the crime. That's what they were saying. I about died when I heard Greeno say, ladies and gentlemen, I had something to do with the case. What? And I was questioned and my phone was taken. What? Wait a minute. You're supposed to be related to police. You're a bounty hunter. You hold a badge. You're a reporter for the community. And your device got taken after Keegan Klein got picked up. Let's see what's wrong with this. And then, of course, Mr. Greeno had his breakdown on YouTube crying, Graziano, help me. All the women and everything. Oh, Anthony, it's okay. And then the footage came out of Anthony inside of a straitjacket in a chair, trying to bite and spit on cops. And then, of course, the footage came out of him on the front porch claiming he owned the house. Yet the people called the police and said, this guy's on my porch with a knife. The next day, it was all good. It was just an argument between him and somebody he had no idea who was. He was just trying to borrow their electricity from their front porch. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You want me to believe this curly JK guy that's supposed to be so good in the crime sector when the guy looks like Kojak? He's got hair glued to his open button shirt with gold chains and a lollipop and bald head. The guy that's always making videos, cracking jokes. I don't know. I don't know if I can believe that guy or not. I'm not sure. He's funny, but I don't know if I can believe. Well, of course, because he's friends with these people. So can you believe anything? And, if they're going to lie for one, they're going to lie for all. You can't believe nobody. You can't trust nobody. You can't believe anything. Keep an open mind. Anything is possible. I believe there was a lot involved. They might not have done the murders, but they are connected to bad things. That is connected to the Delphi case. It didn't help that these people, I'm with the rest of you community out there, it did not help that Brad Holder put out information on his channel and photos trying to piss you people off in the Delphi community. Okay, I thought that was a bad call too. I can't help that a lot of these people did the things they did to piss people off deliberately. You know, the witchery, the sorcery that they did, the possessing, the all this stuff, the secret society stuff, all the threats, all the stuff screamed that we were on the right path. And we were. So the Delphi Wars started. How? One of them got busted. And it was a chain reaction. They and that's all it took was one of them to crack, rat, and they went like dominoes. And the proof is Keegan Klein busted. Greeno, his phone got taken away after Keegan Klein. Numerous devices started getting taken away and people being questioned. Now, they might not have done the murders, but we know this much. Keegan Klein did drugs, sold drugs, and was a pedo dude. And supposedly involved in music or something somehow. I don't know. So if you're that dumb, you folks can't put the thing together that it was these crews that they were all bragging about that they belonged to. They were the ones in our chats attacking us. You couldn't even talk to their ex-girlfriends because they were threatening if we talked to their ex-girlfriends, they would kill us. You know, you had a lot of people going crazy, threatening us. We wanted to know, well, who's his ex-girlfriend, right? Who is she, right? Supposedly he's threatened many women. We wanted to talk to them. We did talk to a couple of these YouTube women that are Delphiers, good ladies. And they felt scared from a couple of these dudes. I know not magic, folks. So whatever they're sending me is killing me. I don't know what it is. All I could do is pray to God. Now, I've seen a lot of YouTubers on there go into coughing fits when we start talking about certain stuff. So it's obvious they're doing something demonic. Whether it's the government or whatever, we do not support it, and we want to fight back against it. And the more they attack people, when people start talking about the family and the situation and all that, the more madness they're bringing upon themselves. Because that is a dead giveaway that they're trying to hide something. Right? And it is the government's right and it is the people's right to question the police, the families, their friends, and all the people in that area. It's these investigators' right to do that, to investigate the case. Whether it is government doing it or the United States citizens of America, or even a private sector. I don't know. They broke the laws, folks. And it's just piled up and piled up and piled up. And there was no repercussion. That's why certain people took it into their own hands. There's nothing I could do about it. There's nothing anyone could do about it. That's what happens when you keep everything hush hush, when you don't show the evidence, when you don't open up the doors in the courts, when people are being bullied, threatened. That's why you had problems in Delphi in the beginning. And that's why when it's all over with, Delphi, Indiana, and these YouTubers are still going to have troubles. Why? Because a great man sang about it from Tesla. Right? It's not what you got. It's what you people did in the past, probably. Just like our past catches up to all of us sometimes. Uh, and that's just the way life is. Your past, unless you had some kind of history of doing what Delphi was, the violence and the sickery and the evil of it in your record, you don't have nothing to worry about from us. You don't have anything to worry about. But, ladies and gentlemen, you folks are attacking me, and this is stuff that the federal government came out and already told you folks. There is a whole branch of government that just reads your folks' tattoos. Just to read your tattoos, because they are no longer tattoos from what the government, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and all these guys, the professionals, are saying. It's just not a tattoo. It's not art. It tells a story, and it's not good. Oh, good God! What do you mean? We all grew up with family members with tattoos. They're like, no, this ain't no flower or a heart or mother tattoo or Jesus tattoo or something. This is totally different. Oh my God. I didn't cause these people's trouble, all because I just won't jump on their shit. Right? They keep saying John better. I was watching Oak Rabbit earlier. They were saying, hey, John Kerry better get out of here, but go. I don't know. Are they talking about me again? Is that what they're saying? I better go? Leave my country? I better leave this country? Well, these folks better. Are you guys going to kill me? You Delphiers going to kill me? You bikers out there that are all joining forces with these people, and all you witches and sorcerers going to kill me and use that magic again on me? Oh my God. Not again. But I love it when you do it because you prove me more, and that's why these people have no remorse for what they're doing to your Delphi community and your crime cases. So that's fine with me. I'm not going to do anything to any of these people. You kidding me? I'm not losing everything. I don't know. They made their own beds. Let them live in it. I don't know. We tried to call the authorities. We tried to help these branches. They just didn't want to listen. That threw up red flags. And it's even like that in our own community. Once these Delphiers started calling people, trying to get them fired, trying to get people fired, trying to get their disabilities canceled, trying to get their food stamps, some of these women's food stamps taken away, calling to try and get people fired. You YouTubers are nut jobs. Threatening people to take their assistance away if they didn't shut their mouths. Boy, if I ain't never run into a bunch of hooligans in my life. Hulu hooligans. Well, I got news for you punks, and you are a bunch of punks. I don't sell drugs. I don't sell children. I don't look at kiddie porn. And there's a lot of things you folks were led to believe a joke. Some jealous, somebody pissed off, telling lies about these certain people and everything. Well, for views, subs, and they just broke up. They were in an argument, right? So they wanted everyone to believe this and that. Bunch of kids. Well, You Delphiers keep on going. Do I have problems with certain Delphi YouTube channels? Not really. But every once in a while, the government calls me and says, Johnny, can you get back on YouTube and explain to these people, smack them in the face with Delphi and the facts? Sure. Why not? They're all being brainwashed anyways. Why not? Right? You can't do that. We just did. What are you going to do about it? Huh? You going to send your little men in robes? You going to send all your artboard people or whatever they are painted up and everything? Huh? You going to send your Odins and witches and demons and everything, your biker clubs and everything after me? Your fake government? I don't know, every single one of them, I guess, is a government agent. You call the branch, they're like, oh, Mr. Kramer, that guy does not work for us. What about these dudes living here that say they're cops? They're cops. I called them. They're like, we chat. There ain't no cops living there. If these people are walking around telling they're cops or agents, please call me. I'm like, I'll call you. I'll do more than that. We'll do more than that for you. If we can help our government out, we will with information, with our thoughts, with the facts. The facts is Delphi's a circus. They made it a circus, not me. They disclosed the proof from you people, not me. They attacked you people, not me. They hacked your channels. They also cloned you, not me. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I was raised, if you did that, you'd end up in a dumpster in the back of a donut shop in Chicago. Sick pricks. Bunch of perverts. That's what I think you people are. Bunch of sickos digging around in people's lives just for some information to make sure we don't come stomp on your heads. No, it ain't my job. I'm retired. I'm not in the greatest shape either after the hands of this world and this state and this whole society. So I'm trying to take one day at a time just like the rest of you is. But thank God Almighty, I'm sober and not on any of that junk or any of that shit these people been doing. I don't know what you people been doing. I don't know what you people been saying. I don't know why you're turning yellow. I have no idea why your brain is shot. I have no idea. Maybe stop doing the crap that you're doing or go to the doctor. Maybe someone's poisoning you people. I don't know. But if you can't figure out that you start a war, and I told you this many times before to numerous of these people, you best watch what you do because you're going to start a war with someone and you might not know who he is, and he might walk all and up and down your street and all over your back and leave tire tracks. And that's exactly what they're doing. Nobody brought this on but these people that thought they were in charge of the case and were kings. They did it to themselves, not me. I'm the idiot and the retard and the poor, and they want to come at me, right? You can't say that. It's put out there in public, folks. How many times do I have to get a Pentagon officer on the TV to come out and tell you folks, if you attack us, you're going to have to make plans to raise your kids? How many times do I have to get the sheriff up there and tell you the case ain't closed? Why is Keegan Kline in jail if he had nothing to do with nothing at all? Why were these people questioned if they weren't involved? That was all a trick to try and sue you so they can get you for all this and that. You know what you just did, folks? You got a bunch of people dead. We're going to laugh you stock out of those courts with your bullshit lawsuits of information that you people put out that people repeat. It's all public domain until you folks get your asses stomped. Then it's against the law. You can't do that. I'm tired of your flip-flopping, flimmy, flam country and state and bullcrap Delphiers. If you don't like me, oh well, fine. Don't come attack me because I don't go into your chats and attack you idiots. Don't come into my channel and attack the women that have nothing to do with it. Most of these women and people that come into my channel are from music channels, have nothing to do with this Delphi crap. You people are so lost out of reality. It's unbelievable. Find yourselves a good man or find yourselves a good woman. Settle down and fall in love and forget about Delphi and YouTube crime in general, because I've seen a lot of good women go down the rabbit hole and they're unbelievable. Hello, Miss Humanimal. Great live. I seen you do the live of the other day about Captain the Captain or Captain the Captain Howdy or whatever. Condolences to his families if it's true, and don't you people get mad at me because I don't believe everything people say. Please don't get mad at me because I just have seen so much madness that it's hard for me to believe anything unless I see it for myself. But condolences to his family. And it's horrible that something like that would ever happen. And here we are again, once again. Here we are again. The only one that is suffering is the little baby that they left behind. The victim. And that's the only one now in this howdy doody thing with his woman, and I don't even know if I could believe that. Miss Debbie Fox, Miss Humanimal, Ricky Valdez, don't get upset at me, but I don't even know if I could believe the stuff that I'm seeing because it's just that corrupt, that devious, that much Illuminatious. Do you understand, folks? I don't believe nothing until my president calls me and says, we can believe this. That's how far it's gone, folks. Not only me, many. So please do not discriminate against me because I'm just not buying nothing. I'm sorry. Let me check my chat. I've been rambling on. It's horrible. Yes, his orphaned son, all their family members. The only going to go live later, or I'm going to go live later and discuss situation. Excuse me. Not that human. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look through my glass table at the comments, and it's blurring the comments because I'm looking through the glass table at the comments because my TV's down on the floor. Well, like I said, Miss Animal, I didn't know Captain Howdy. I think that's his name. I didn't know him, so all I can do is give my condolences to the family. But I didn't know the whole situation. I know that he was at war with some other guy, another YouTube channel. I'm not sure. I guess he was at war with some other channel, Miss Humanimal, and then all this happened. And I guess the guy was saying, "Oh well, big deal." The guy was no good anyways, and yada yada yada. I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure out the whole thing. state about it, homicide, suicide, and what studies found are the factor where investment in a venture might be able to occur. Yeah, they were saying they're trying to blame all these YouTubers and the guy's friend now and all this stuff. You should have seen this come. Now they're just. Let me tell you something about these devils. Boy, I'll tell you, they're quicker than shit to blame everybody. If we wouldn't have got a hold of the government and told these guys, if we didn't get a hold of the mafia, the syndicate, the Mexican mafia, the biker clubs, these dudes, I hate to say it, what would have happened to these guys? Right? And I don't want to hear anything from anyone. There ain't one YouTuber that said it was the syndicate or mafia or the gangs or the meth or the trafficking or it. They all were saying. Right? They're like, oh well, I don't do witchery. I don't want no one living with me. I don't want no one trespassing on me. I don't want no curses. I don't want no spells. I don't want none of that shit because we're getting real close to making it real, folks. And these people cannot figure it out. What do you mean real? Like we're going back to the 1800s, man. You understand? These vampires are going to be real. The witches are going to be real again. Do you understand? Does the world understand? Right? That's what they're talking. Right? Witchery, sorcery, curses, spell, voodoos, all this stuff. That these people lived by thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. It's made a comeback in America. And then you know who I'm going to blame is my government. That's who. Why? Because they allowed it to happen in our country when other countries said you ain't going to do that crap here, and they don't. You either believe in God, and we give no power to the devil, and that's it. You ain't gonna be practicing cutting chickens' heads off and sucking down the blood and pentagons, and they prosecute you for that in other countries. You ain't got the right to bring the devil to my country or summons upon him on this earth, for it ain't his earth. It'll always be thy God, King of Kings. We're just waiting for him to come back, but don't ever summons me with no demon or witch. If I find out who's doing it, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to call the police on you guys. Let's see what Miss Man was going to. I probably scared little Debbie Fox out of here and Chavez. Animal says, snake shell factory are suicidal indentations of a gun. He did have both. Yeah. Yeah. Well, sometimes you don't see suicide until it's too late. Sometimes people are screaming it out and no one hears. And let me tell you the truth. The truth is a society we live in, the pressure and the stress. No one's got time to sit down and listen to somebody's troubles. We got our own. Yeah. We become so fixated on now, gotta have now. We ain't got time to listen to the people that need it. We ain't got the time to listen to their troubles. And they ain't got time to listen to ours. It's just horrible. Boy, I was watching that. Who's that one kid? I forget who the one kid was that supposedly broke the case open, solved it, or whatever. I forget what his name is. Anyways, do go get checked out. Your eyes, your skin around your eyes is turning color. You gotta quit drinking, dude. There's nothing I could do. You're not gonna listen to anybody. Here you are talking about howdy, and here I'm looking at you on screen, and I'm phew, I don't know. The only thing I could say is if you don't have a doctor or the money to go to the doctor, ginger, drink a bunch of ginger ale. That's good for jaundice. Uh, and there was one other thing: sunlight. Get out in the sun, kid. The sunlight is good for people with and vitamin D. Start pumping in a bunch of vitamin D. You know, all these people going, yeah, you guys did this, you did that. No, we didn't. We didn't do nothing. These Delphiers seen an opportunity to take. Someone died that had nothing to do with any of this. It was their own actions, whether they were on drugs or mental illness or just alcoholics, whatever it may be. And certain YouTubers here in the Delphi community, this war going on, found seen the opportunity and oh well, you're the blame, you did this, you, and they're blaming people. Need to take everyone seriously who expresses suicide. Yeah, yeah, who is having legal issues, separations, but regardless of any support they get, it leaves behind suffering people who feel guilty. Exactly. They had nothing to do with it. How are you supposed to know what kind of life that guy lives or what kind of situation he's going through with his family or wife? Let me tell you something. When you fall in love with a woman, and I mean you fall in love with a woman, and she is your world and your whole circumference of life and all the galaxies around it, and you have a baby, and then all of a sudden the shit goes sour, and now you're stuck with a bill that is so phenomenal. You're gonna start drinking because you ain't gonna figure out how you're gonna pay for all this shit. Because on top of just having to pay for your house and the kid, being that you're paying a lot cheaper being with her because you're getting along, you're married, whatever it is, you're taking care of them under your house, your payment. But see now when you have a kid with a woman and you just having a baby and they split and they leave, well now you got it, and you're married. Well now your whole world is just ceased to exist. Well, now because you got double time coming, baby, you're gonna have to pay for her house. You're gonna have to pay for the kid. You ain't gonna be able to see what the kid's getting, so everything is gonna skyrocket because the mothers want the best of the best of the best of the best care for their kids, and it's got to be top of the line. And you're gonna be paying, baby. You're gonna be paying a lot of money for a long time, and you're gonna snap. You're gonna think about killing yourself. Jesus Christ, thank you for saving me from many times. Thank you, Jesus. All glory goes to God. You're going to go through shit that you never thought you were. And then put on top of it, if you're an addicted person with drugs and alcohol and you own weapons, you're in serious trouble. Get help, people. Get help. Get help. Why? Because society has put so much pressure on families that you ain't a man if you ain't going to buy her a $200,000 house and make your payment on your $200,000 house and buy her a car and buy her everything. And you don't get it no more. You're in love with her. You're madly in love with her. You're masturbating all day and night without her. Just her. She's your whole world. She's gone. No more. And you're going to see that woman with other men. You're going to see your kid around them. It's very stressful on a man. Why? You're taking my manhood away from me. What were we raised to do? You're going to take my manhood from me. I'm going to wipe your whole world out. You ain't going to have nothing. I don't care if you're who you are. Why? Because we were raised that way. Because you ain't a man unless you give that woman everything you want. Everything she deserves. Yeah, it's stressful. Very stressful. It's more stressful on a man in a separation with a child, I believe, than a woman. But women have a different problem. Now, this woman that you thought was the love of your life and the most beautiful thing that you ever seen, a gift from God, a gift from God. Yeah, it's stressful. And how can I speak on this? I know you folks are asking because I lost my house and I lost everything. And I got a kid. And it is stressful. And some of these men can't do it no more. Whether it be some of these women can't do it no more. And there's women, now the pressure starts for the woman because now she's got to raise that kid on her own. Now she's got to raise that kid on her own. Some men want to be there, but the women are so powerful when it comes to children in the court system. Unless you got a lot of money, you're not going to get custody of your kid. And the court's going to side with the mother. They usually do, unless you dig dirt and find bad things and bring and expose her whole bad life. In return, she's going to expose all your bad life and bad things. And all you're doing is killing each other. And who is suffering in the end? The child. Debbie says men are not the only ones who pay child support. That's true, Miss Debbie Fox. Women do too. And that's got to be psychological on a woman, right? She gave birth to that baby and she's got to pay for it. That's very rarely, though. That's very rare. You would have to prove that she is just an unfit mother. And do you really want to do that to the woman you love or once loved? You got a kid with her. I'm sorry, I don't see the way these people, some of these people, I would have done anything to get the custody of my kid. I would have killed her. Fools. They're all fools. A gift from God, and we just can't get it. We can't, it's a power thing. It's a power struggle between man and woman. And it was a gift from God. And and it's and it's and when it goes bad, it's just horrible. It's just horrible. I come from a divorced family. terrible when it comes down to, but yeah, yeah. Okay, everyone, I will see you later. Yes, Miss Humanimal, have a great night. Thanks for stopping in. I hope I didn't upset you with any of my opinions or words. I know I've upset a lot of people in this Delphi community. My apologies, but good God, for you know how many years they attacked a lot of us? Right? Sending people in our chats to butter us up and everything and be friends. Beautiful women they were sending into our chats to try and do all kinds of stuff in there. I didn't sleep with any of them. It's all been documented, baby. I didn't sleep with one of them. Not one of them. I didn't see any photos of the crime scene. I didn't see any naked photos that supposedly were going around. And I missed out on these, some of these YouTube women that they were claiming that were showing photos were beautiful women. I never got to see nothing. They never show me nothing. I don't get to see nothing. They always leave me out of the good stuff. No, I didn't get to see anything that some of these YouTubers got to see in the case with the photos. The only thing we went off of was what was released, and we questioned the bridge guy photo or the bridge guy video and photos. And we didn't get to see the crime scene photos. They didn't put them fully out. There was a couple out there, but they were all blurry. You couldn't even make out what the hell it was. You couldn't even tell. So, and I didn't get any of them photos. Thank God Almighty. Turns to find out they were stolen photos. So maybe they were trying to implicate other YouTubers. You know, and I was bringing that up to other YouTubers. Are you sure that guy didn't try and implicate you? Right? He sold you the photos, but as soon as he sold you the photos, he contacted the government. Right? Once he found out that the photos were stolen and it was obstruction of justice and they could be arrested for even possessing them because they weren't government agents, that's probably what that one dude did. He dumped them and called the authorities right away. Hey, there's a bunch of photos going around these guys. Yeah, that's how, and he probably acted like he was a surgeon or something, or some kind of a investigator or something. Who knows? Probably. Good God, we watched Greeno for years run around acting like he was uh, Ernie Shell, some kind of a crime fighting bounty hunter or something. I don't know. What are you kidding me? This dude's got a record longer than both of our arms. How do these dudes, I don't know. They're like, Dog was the same way. Dog the bounty hunter, one of the biggest bounty hunters in the world. You know, a lot of people don't know he was a murderer, did time. Right? A lot of people were upset when he went into the bail bondsman and fighting law or whatever, fighting crime. A lot of people were like, he's a murderer. Now, I don't know if that's true. That's just all these videos and paperwork that they put out, articles or whatever. It might be true. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, I watched Dog for a little while, about a year when it was on Discovery or History or whatever. Right? Yeah, yeah, I watched it too. I don't know what these folks did to these crime jobs. I do believe some of them tried to lure us away or divert us. I don't know. Ooh, look at the time of this. It's been an hour and 30. My apologies if I upset any of you folks. But if you folks are going to attack innocent people, innocent channels, uh, then I voice my opinion. Uh, You people are not doing good. You're not doing good. You're not in it for anything other than you don't either you don't want to get caught, or you're in it for the money, the subs, the views, or I don't know what it is, but I can't be involved in it. I just can't. I just can't. Debbie Fox said her lawyers, your ex-husband had better lawyers than you. Yeah, it happens. It happens. I can't believe it came to that, but it happens. Now, you folks have a good night. God bless all you. Do I have any personal beef with any of these people? No, I don't know them. Just because I'm in someone's chat doesn't mean I know who these people are. Personally, I've never met them. Personally, I don't talk with these people on Messenger or uh, uh, email or whatever it is. So I don't know 'em. Do I? So I can't have a beef with someone if I don't know 'em. All I'm saying is, in the beginning of the case, that was the case, but then it made a miraculous turn like that, and they were no longer suspects. These other people were suspects, and yada 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 yada. It went on and on and on. So quit attacking us, please, because I'm respectable in your chats, and I don't even attack your chats, and I don't have people affiliated with me that attack people's chats. Homie, don't roll that way. Sorry. Why? Because I'm an adult. You're going to say stupid stuff or mean stuff about me or whatever. It's not like I'm going to go, oh my God, and start running into your chat, attacking everybody that don't agree with me or whatever. It's just hard. You ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. God bless. And we'll be watching. We'll be watching. Have a good night.